guys, I decided that today I have a couple things to do today, but I want to go out to the Veteran Cemetery, the Kentucky Veteran Cemetery West. I guess they have maybe a west and an east cemetery. This would be the west. That's where my granddaughter's friend Arianna Pearson, who sadly died in the bus accident in Carroll County, Tennessee, the school bus accident at the end of March. That's where she is laid to rest. And I have some information on where she's at, so I wanted to just go and pay my respects. Now, she was just laid to rest last week, so she doesn't have a stone yet. But I intend to go back once she does have a stone. I just wanted to go visit her. I didn't go to the service because honestly, my back was killing me that day. I had back problems all last week and I couldn't barely move, but I really wanted to go. But from what I hear, it was a beautiful service. My daughter went with my granddaughter and my former son-in-law's daughter. They all went together. She had a little church service at a Baptist church in Clarksville, Tennessee, and then they buried her at the Kentucky...
Go past Segler Drive and turn right onto Fort Campbell Boulevard.
The Kentucky Veterans Cemetery West in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And my daughter told me that she is in Section 3. It'll be on the right-hand side. That's the information I have right now. So that's what I intend on doing here, is heading over there.
Turn right onto Fort Campbell Boulevard.
And visiting Arianna's grave. Hopefully I can find it. You know, one thing about the veteran cemeteries, even though... Hold on, I gotta turn. Even though all the stones are exactly the same, they're all marked really well. Like, even though Arianna doesn't have a headstone yet, because obviously she was just buried last week, all the headstones that are there are marked with numbers in numerical order in each section. So, and the sections are marked really well, so I should be able to find it pretty easily. But it's only about, 15 minutes from my house, right down this road. The street I turned off of back there is the street that I live on. And I've been to this cemetery before just to look around it, but I wasn't there very long, so I wanted to come back to visit Arianna today, since I have some time and I have a couple things to do. Such a sad tragedy, guys. That bus accident is just awful. And I'm hearing some information that I won't repeat right now because, you know, it's not really verified information, although it's from good sources. It's just, it's not out there yet, so I don't want to be the one to put it out there. That's how I see it. So I will put this back on once we get close to the cemetery. It is about 8 miles up the road here. Okay, so I'll be back shortly. And so this is where Arianna is laid to rest. Her father is an active military, so he one day will be laid to rest with Arianna next to her. So they chose this cemetery to have her buried because if you're a descendant or immediate family of a military veteran or active military, you can have your children buried with you as well as your wife or husband. It's a beautiful little section. It's got a little bridge over here that I showed you. It's got a little statue right there. We'll go over and look at that in a second. But my daughter said that her service was incredible. Arianna's service. There was a little church service held at a Baptist church in Clarksville, Tennessee. And she said it was so packed she didn't think there was going to be room enough for everyone. And then the funeral procession to the cemetery here just kept going and going and going. There were tons of cars, including the sheriff's department from Carroll County, Tennessee, where the bus accident happened. And that's about 2.5 hours away. But they came out. The mayor was here. They presented all of Arianna's awards that she was about to receive at the end of the school year, which is coming up here in May. They presented them all to her mother, and she got every award you can imagine. Straight A student, every award. This girl was just incredible, Arianna. I wish I knew what happened with Zoe, but Zoe wasn't close friends with my granddaughter. She was cordial with her. She saw her in school. They said, let's say hello. But you know, kids, they hang out with their own friends. They form their own groups. And Arianna was one of my granddaughter's good friends. Sounds like Arianna was a very popular kid and had a lot of friends, actually. And she was just a bubble of joy from everything I've been told. So when they got to the cemetery, they had a little service up at the front, which is up that way. There's a little building there with a chapel. They had a little service there where everybody departed from, and then her family came to lay her to rest here. And this is section 3. Looks like that's section 3 too, right there where those other stones are. Looks like it's a newer section that they're just starting to fill, unfortunately. You know, you hate to say it that way, but look at all these veterans that have passed recently. Because all those little green markers are all veterans that have passed and have just been buried, including Arianna, because of her dad, you know. But she sounds like an incredible girl. I may have met her, I'm not sure, because my granddaughter, you know, she had so many friends. And I've met a couple of her friends, just as well as my grandson's friends. So I may have met Arianna, but I don't recall. But my daughter and former son-in-law are friends with Arianna's mother, and of course my granddaughter was good friends with Arianna. So I've heard a lot of stories about what might have happened, but I'm not going to repeat those because I don't think it's up to me, and there's no proof of what was said yet. I mean, just stuff they know for sure was said, but I don't know if what was said was true. So I'm not going to repeat those. I brought the little orange-red flowers from home. Once her headstone gets put down, I don't know how long it will be, I'll be bringing her out fresh flowers. So I just wanted to bring those to her for now. So rest in peace, Arianna. She broke a lot of hearts when she died, and please keep her family in your prayers. Her mother and father are divorced, but they stayed close friends, and Arianna's mom is also close friends with her ex-husband's wife, kind of like my daughter is with her 2 husbands. You know, they're all a close family. Divorce didn't separate them. And it did the same thing with Arianna's family. So just keep everybody in your prayers, because what a loss. And as I said once before, Arianna was her mother's only child. So this is extra tragic. Not that losing any children is any different, but think about it. She had so many things going. Like, Arianna was into everything, and her mother had all these school functions and, meetings at school. And she won't have that. All of a sudden, it just stopped. She has nothing anymore. So that's a lot to handle. Like, you have nothing. If she had other younger children or even older children that were in school or whatever, she would have something to keep her mind occupied. But Arianna was the only thing she had. So rest in peace, Arianna. And she is known as Ari to all of her friends. So rest in peace, Ari. Such a sad, tragic accident. This is the statue that's right near where Arianna is. It's right where it says Section 20. Section 20 is right next to Section 3. Section 20. And that stone there says Section 3. And this is the stone. It's a veteran. An etching of a veteran. It was erected by John Maneri, Chapter National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution, and the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, in memory of Christian County, Kentucky Revolutionary War veterans, July 4th, 2012. I meant to tell you that this cemetery is not very old. It was built in 2007. Well, look at this on the back. They have all the veterans. Can you see it? I'm not sure if I'm getting this because the sun is in my eyes. But there's all the veterans of the American Revolution that are buried here. I believe they're buried here. I think that's why they're on the stone. Don't know if you could see it. It's very, very sunny, guys. So I can't see anything. Maybe if I back up a little bit. There we go. So, and Arianna is right over there. And this is the scattering right here. Very beautiful cemetery. There's a bench right here that has a dedication. Where is it? In memory of Revolutionary War heroes, donated by Colonel John Green, Chapter NSDAR, 2012. And that's this bench. So, I'm going to take off. If I see the building at the front where they had little service for her, I will point it out. I didn't really look for it on my way in. But rest in peace once again, Ari. And to all the veterans in this cemetery and family members who are laid to rest here, rest in peace. I believe right here, guys, is where the chapel is, where they held Ari's service, right there. It's right at the front of the cemetery. I just wanted to show you. Rest in peace to Ari and Zoe both. Thanks for watching, everybody.